Right, just to check, I am now back online. It seems like I was talking to myself for the last half an hour. Hopefully the stream is now working and people can see me going this time around. Alright, apologies about that, everybody. For some odd reason, my streaming software was saying I'm online, and I was talking to myself, and I was very curious as to why nobody was answering the chat. But hey, here we go. It was on the Junior Scalani. Thank you, Caleb Master. It's unfortunate. It wasn't supposed to be there. But okay, cool. We're online. We are just in time for the pre-final. Before we get going, let's just have a quick look at the qualifying results. Alright, Alphonse Kiwi did take the lead with Cartini just over 10.5 behind him. In second place, Max Tad is in third. Then we've got Jake Fluid in fourth place. Ruben Mamalok in fifth place. Jason Anderson in sixth place. Seventh is Taylor Edwards. Harvey Newton will be in eighth. And starting at the back there is Kevin Zula. I'm just happy to see we are now live and on the correct side. Apologies about that. Luckily, we didn't miss any of the racing. It was only qualifying. Pre-final's going to get going very shortly. We're just waiting on all the drivers to go to grid and we can get going. Jake Fluid, the first one to get a disqualification there. Let's just wait for them to come back onto the track and we'll get going. Would have been our first restart, 3 of them allowed. Whilst we wait, let me show you the Hall of Fame board. 2023 World Champion, the 2024 World Champion, Alphonse Kiwi and Alex O'Grady, and every year this will be updated as we go along. And on the other side of the track we also have our juniors. But that is pretty cool, if I must say so myself. If we can just get all the drivers to get onto the track and we can start racing. Super excited for us to release these 2025 body kits. This will be one of the... I'm assuming some of the guys will still race with the older kits, but of course everybody's going to want to use the newer stuff because they look amazing. What is Anderson doing there? Oops, that's a disqualification, so that will be another restart. That will be the second restart. And as with the rules, because sometimes people get disqualifications, for lagging out or anything like that. There will be 3 restarts. After that, if you're not on the grid, we're going to race without you. Alphonse Kiwi leading the way there. Mamalok with his VAR cart behind. Well, it's 2 places. 2 grid slots behind him, rather. We've got Cartini on the outside. Which is pretty much revenge now for Alphonse. He didn't have the best of OKL Worlds in 2024 here. So the last Worlds, unfortunately, he got a disqualification, I believe. So this time around, hopefully not the case. Helmet looking great. Parallel looking good. Alphonse keeps changing up the kart. The beauty of a virtual racing is you can change and it won't cost you an extra cent. What's the timer looking like? 20 seconds. You just get all the carts to go to track. We can get going. It's as simple as that. All of them now. Start sequence will happen. Yes, there we go. Alright, so this is it. The start of the pre-final. 10 laps. Alright, that's full throttle. Here we go. Alphonse Kiwi getting a good start. Coutinho immediately moving over to try and get the best of this exchange. Nope, Max Tad. Is that Max Tad going down the inside? Yes, that was Max Tad from the back, nudging one of the carts off out of his way. But he's already moved himself up a couple positions there, Max Tad. And then right behind him, oh, big send there from Jake Fluid on Cartini. Now Ruben Mamalok and Cartini just having a little bit of a side pod shuffle there. Not ideal, but they both survived through that exchange. Cartini, Mamalok now. Cartini's got a lot to do. Francesco Cartini has lost 3 positions in the start of this race. This is not where he wants to be. Mamalok on the outside. Mamalok's got a lot of pace. Oh, going down the inside hard. Did Cartini forget to load his setup? Is he on the default setup? Because he doesn't seem to have the pace. Or Mamalok just really didn't use his brakes then. Went hard into that corner there for the passing opportunity. Cartini on the outside now. Going to try and go the long way around. It's not ideal. No, Cartini's got gears. Look at that pace down the straight. He's got the wheels. But Mamalok's got the inside line into the first corner. Now for the long, what's that, triple left-hander. Cartini's got the inside line this time around. Good battle there between Cartini and Mamalok, showing each other a lot of respect. Even with that little bit of a side pod shuffle. Oh, we got a cart off in the back. The 2-1-1 of, that's Jason Anderson, unfortunately. Getting it all kinds of wrong. Just going to continue following this. I'm having a look at the track map there. Tad and Fluid not fighting as of yet. But we can see a good exchange between these 2 drivers, Mamalok. Oh, we've got the 2 settler drivers, Newton and that's Tyler Edwards, newcomer. Oh, Max Tad and Fluid just swapping positions there. I wonder if Tad just lifted it off there. But 2.4 seconds is the gap between first and second. Alphonse Kiwi getting a clean start and just checking out, having none of this. He doesn't want to get involved with the side pod nudges from each other, from the other drivers. He just wants to break away and keep it clean. Max Tad all over the back. The first OTK on the, I think it's the only OTK on track actually. Everybody else has got a Kart Republic chassis. Oh, and Mamalok's got a VAR. That's a Burrell. Cartini breaking away from Mamalok. Mamalok doesn't have the pace to keep up. Cartini put it on P2 for the pre-final, but unfortunately into the first corner, just had a big sin from Max Tad. Max Tad losing another position. I think he's got time penalties. Did tell the guys in the drivers briefing that track limits, OKL is very strict on that. I know the Euros and the UK drivers, they don't really care for track limits in real life. Oh, we've got a kart there sideways. Anderson again, getting it all kinds of wrong. somebody that's not getting it wrong at the moment is Alphonse Kiwi. Is leading the charge. Big gap, 2.7 seconds. Fluid. It's got a lot of work to do to catch up. Let's just keep an eye on that gap as it stands. 2.75 is the gap. Crossing the line now is Alphonse Kiwi. Jack Fluid crossing the line, 3 seconds, so another gap built there by Kiwi. He's just breaking away now. Everybody's kind of just settling into the race, which is of course not ideal. Let's see if we can just follow Max Tad on board for a little, just to see how he navigates through the track. Oh, Tad climbing all over the curves there. Max Tad getting it all kinds of wrong. All over the curves, and it's splitting him off there, making him lose a lot of momentum. Look at that gap now, Bolt. Cortini trying to catch onto the back of Tad. Oh, he is behind him, but on the timing sheet he shows he's in front, so that means Max Tad has got a couple time penalties already. Then we've got Ruben Mamelok also having a pretty lonely race after a really good start. Just fell off the pace there, unfortunately. And then Taylor Edwards, Settler Racing, the kart that was the championship winning kart, of the world's winning kart, in the form of Alex O'Grady. And then Albie Newton, currently in 7th place. Anderson 8th. And then there's another OTK. That's Kevin Azula. Still trying to get up to speed. And then Alphonse Kiwi still leading the way, 3.9 seconds the gap. Alphonse is not holding back at all. Doing everything he possibly can to stay out of trouble, keep it clean. Talk about stay out of trouble. Here comes Cartini now on Max Tad. All over the rear. Now Max Tad will have to go on the defense. Oh, Cartini just slams the brakes and just gets it sideways there. Unfortunately, Cartini a little bit over-eager, I would say. He caught so quickly, and then he kind of just at the first possible opportunity, try and nudge his way through Max Tad there, and that didn't work out for him. Now promoted up into P4 is Ruben Mamelok. No, time penalties. So Cartini is still in the lead, well, ahead of Mamelok. .3 seconds is the gap. Lap 8 of 10 done. Alphonse Kiwi leading the way. Into the final corner we go once again. 2 more laps to go, I believe. Alphonse Kiwi just showing why he's the current defending European champion. So much pace, so clean, so consistent. Jake Fluid behind him trying to catch. Not up to the challenge as of yet. Maybe Fluid will make 1 or 2 changes in that on the kart from the pre-final to the final, and maybe he'll be able to mount a proper challenge in this final race, which will come up very, very shortly after the pre-final. Max Tad Mamelok now also caught onto the back of Tad. Max Tad's nose cone looks very second hand. Here comes Cartini as well. And this should be the start of the final lap, I believe. Alphonse Kiwi crossing the line. Already into the second corner he goes. Just following this potential battle between Mamalok and Cortini. Cortini once again showing so much pace, but is he going to get over eager and just make an unfortunate mistake? He's already ahead of both these drivers, so he kind of just needs to stay here, because the result sheets will have him up in P3, which is good points. He wants to do it on track though. Cortini all over the rear of Mamalok. We're going to just follow them. Alphonse Kiwi is going to cross the line in a couple seconds to take the first race. The pre-final will go to Alphonse Kiwi, but we just very... Whoops, a little bit of a love tap there by Cortini on Mamalok, pushing him to the outside. Cortini does pass, and now Fluid crosses the line in second, with Max Tad in third, and a race to the line between Cortini and Mamalok. Cortini taking that exchange this time around. And then here we've got Taylor Edwards crossing the line as well now. Harvey Newton. Oh no, that was Newton before. So they swapped positions on that last lap. And then Anderson will cross the line as well to finish the pre-final in 8th place. And then Kevin Zula will be the last kart to cross the line in P9. Alright, that's the pre-final. Absolute masterclass by Alphonse Kiwi once again. No real shock there. Jake Fluid and Cortini's got the pace, but I think the early race battles between all of these drivers just caused Kiwi to break away from the pack, and he never really looked like he was going to lose that after the first lap. Straight into the final we go. If the guys want to make some changes to their carts, they're going to have to do that very quickly. The beauty of virtual racing is you can just do it on the fly. You don't need a mechanic. And then they should be able to jump on, get going. Alright guys, let us know in the chat, who do you think is going to take this one? Alphonse Kiwi, Jake Fluid, Cortini, those were the top three. Cortini made a mistake in the first couple of corners. He was pretty much dive bombed by Max Tad there. Will it just be another Kiwi masterclass, or will we see Fluid or Cortini come through there? Excuse me. I'm very keen to hear your thoughts. Please feel free to use the chat in YouTube and let us know who you think is going to take this final. I think the safest bet would be Alphonse Kiwi, but I'm very keen to see what Fluid and Cortini brings to the party this time around. Hopefully the two of them keep it clean into the first corner, and we have a good battle up front. But wow, that was a lot of pace there from Alphonse Kiwi. It was a big gap, very, very big gap. There for Alphonse Kiwi. Yeah, like I said, it's probably a safe bet, right? But anything can happen. This is karting, this is racing, and it's the virtual world. The strangest things can happen. There's a lot of no liveries on helmets here. We're going to have to get these guys to get helmets made. Alright, this is the start sequence. Here we go. The start of our final. Everybody's got their foot on the throttle. You can see the smoke out of these exhaust. Here we go. That's lights out. Good start there by Fluid on the outside. Fluid's actually got a better start. And Max Tad getting it around the outside as well. Kiwi losing the first position. He's going to possibly lose two. No, Max Tad and Cortini getting very aggressive. Here comes Mamalok. He got a 2-for-1 special there. Mamalok just passed both Tad and Cortini. Alphonse Kiwi going to the outside of Fluid. Fluid immediately on the defensive there. Jake Fluid and Alphonse Kiwi there. Thought he was going to go down the inside. Fluid blocked that so aggressively that there was no way through there for Kiwi. But now he's going to try and do a cutback there. Fluid just keeps that kart on the inside, placing it in all the right spots. But defending from the get-go means that the karts behind him is going to catch onto them very quickly. Although two of them are actually breaking away because behind them two carts are fighting. Maxstad broke away from the pack behind. Yo, look at that pace down the straight. Oh, Alphonse Kiwi! He gets it all kinds of wrong there. Misjudged it completely on Jake Fluid. I think he's going to let him back. Yeah, that's good sportsmanship. Alphonse Kiwi misjudged his pace down the straight so badly. And it just clipped the rear. Getting it all kinds of wrong, but he did let Jake Fluid come back down the inside of him and give him the position back. Oh, Fluid gets it wrong. Oh, there's a kart with a rear bumper off there. Now, oh, it's gone from bad to worse for Jake Fluid. Jake Fluid, unfortunately... Ooh, Mamalok's going to retire from the race. That was a wild first 2 laps. But now Jake Fluid has fallen out of the race. And that's very, very unfortunate. But here comes Cortini now. Oh, Alphonse Kiwi's got so much pace down the straight. My word, look at that kart. Come down the inside of Cortini. Cortini's going to try and turn in, but Alphonse Kiwi's got the inside line. Moved up into P1 once more. Now Cortini's going to have to get into that toe, otherwise he's going to fall away. Kiwi moving up into P1 now. With Cortini behind him, the Swedish driver versus the Italian driver. And a British driver behind them in the form of Max Tad. Somebody's driving with a bumper off, which will be in a disqualification. Fluid still in the race. Who's got a... Oh, that is Jason Anderson. He's going to have to retire from the race. Cortini and Alphonse Kiwi. Maxstad is just holding on just barely, but he is still there. Cortini's got the pace. Like I said, I don't think Alphonse is going to run away. If the guys settle into their race, it should be a good race. Kiwi, Cortini once again. Let's go on board with Cortini. See if we can just follow his lines through. We'll just follow from the front there. Very fast drone. Just checking how Cortini's going. Cortini's got a lot of pace on the straight. That toe is really helpful. What an amazing shot. The cameraman with that drone is flying like an absolute champ. Keeping in front of them. The 201 versus the 216. Kiwi versus Cortini. Maxstad falling off just a little bit at the back there. So fast through this section. Cortini is still holding on for dear life. Much better exit there by Cortini. Caught him a little bit through the corner. So much pace, but it does seem like Kiwi crossing the line now. What's the gap? 2/10 was the gap the first time around. Half a second. So Alphonse Kiwi getting the better of Cortini right now. Although there's still a lot to do. We've only gone through a third of the race. 15 laps. 6 of them completed. But the pace is strong with Alphonse Kiwi. Francesco Cortini not holding on to him as of yet. He does have the fastest lap though. Oh, I heard Cortini's kart bouncing over the curbs there. It's not going to be ideal for his lap time. Let's check the gap now. Half a second. Into the final sector we go once again. Kiwi just checking over his shoulder there. Just having a look at what's happening behind. Half a second as they crossed earlier. Still half a second the gap. So Cortini losing half a tenth that time around. Not ideal. Let's just go further back here and just have a look at the two settler carts having a battle. This is pretty much a battle for... No, not for the wooden spoon, because behind them is Kevin Zula. We've lost Momolok. We've lost Jason Anderson. Anderson was the one with a technical non-compliance. Losing the rear bumper or any plastic on your kart will get you a disqualification. Good battle between these two on the track right now. Oh, down the inside goes... that is the 219 of Harvey Newton moving himself up a position. The 229 in the form of Taylor Edwards trying to hold on to the back of his kart. And he's all over the rear of him right now. So this is the battle that we are following at the moment. The gap between Kiwi and Cortini. Oh, down the inside goes Edwards once again. The two mates here having a proper battle on track. The two British drivers. Some really good battling. The gap is 7/10 now between Kiwi and Cortini. Cortini not up to the challenge as of right now. Lap 8 of 15 completed. These two boys are really showing a good turn of pace here. And nice fighting. A lot of respect shown. Just checking over the shoulder. There's Edwards. Newton on to the rear. Oh, he just gave him a little bit of a love tap there. And moves himself up into the inside and upper position. Nope. On the defense goes Edwards once again. Straight back into where he was. Edwards got the inside line into the next corner now this time around. Eight tenths the gap between P1 and 2 now. But this battle on track is still going. Oh, down the inside now this time around goes Newton. Nope, tucking in behind Edwards this time. And down the inside he goes once again. These two have swapped positions at least twice per lap. It's almost as if they're driving in formation. That's good to see. Good, clean racing, hard and fair between these two UK drivers, British drivers rather. Same. Let's go up to the front. Where what is Max Tad doing? Max Tad is pretty much on his own. Cortini still not able to get onto the back of Kiwi. Cortini, I think, maybe Alphonse got the heat into his tires after a couple laps and he started getting that grip he wanted from the kart. And the kart is all of a sudden starting to behave the way he wants it to. And now he's in his groove and he's probably going to break away from this race. Unless something happens. I don't see Cortini pulling this back. 1.1 seconds is out of the toe now. Seems like he's overdriving that kart, not into the smooth groove that we saw on the first couple laps. Just check him. He's missing the apexes on the corner exits. He's like oversteering that kart and not letting the kart run on the track with the momentum he's got. Check 1.1 seconds the gap. It's going to be longer this time around. 1.4 seconds. So Alphonse Kiwi breaking away. A couple tenths per lap. Lap 11 of 15 done. Survival of the fittest. Kevin Zula retired from the race as well. Only 6 karts remain. Jake Fluid, unfortunately, having such a good start, moving himself up into P1, then got clipped by Alphonse Kiwi. I wonder what happened there, because that seemed like Alphonse caught him so quickly. It's almost like Fluid just lifted off. Something like that, I don't know, but it was really strange how quickly Kiwi caught onto the back of Fluid. And then he clipped him, spun him around, gave him the position back, but then after that there was more chaos happening between Tad, Fluid, Cortini and Kiwi. So, yeah, unfortunate for Fluid because he definitely had the pace. Fluid crossing the line is very far back. How? Oh, Max Tad's got a bunch of penalties. Fluid now going up into P3. 12 seconds is the gap. 1.5, so only a 10th gain there by Alphonse Kiwi on Cortini this time around. Once again, these two mates on stream. Just every time we go to them, they are passing each other, swapping positions. It's not helping their overall pace, but their overall enjoyment of this race is obviously shooting through the roof. Edwards versus Newton. Going on the defensive there is Edwards. but not defending enough because Newton just went straight down the inside, moving himself up again. And I'm fairly certain we'll see these two swap within the next couple corners, side by side on the exit of the hairpin again. Newton on the inside into the right-hander. And running wide, there's Newton this time around. Edwards getting the run on him into the first corner, going on the defensive, making his intent known. He's not going to let his mate by this time around. As I say that, little love tap on the back, just pushing him wide. And here comes the cutback there from Edwards. And down the inside goes Newton once again. The amount of times they've swapped position, it's wild. Like I said earlier, this will be one of the last races we're going to see the KF3 engine being used in an OKL race. There's 2 more races to go after this, and then the KF3s will be retired out of OKL with our OKJ engines being released, and further down the line we'll be releasing our own Rotax engines as well. Down the inside, Newton once more. Putting on a good show for anybody supporting a Kart Republic. But up front, once again breaking away. But I wonder if there's going to be penalties for Alphonse Kiwi with that unfortunate clip on the rear against Jake Fluid earlier in the race. If that is the case and a penalty will be received, that will probably put Cartini into P1, because I don't think he's done anything during this race to receive penalties. Of course, that's not my decision to make. That's for the stewards. But we are now on our final lap, and we will go on board with Alphonse Kiwi putting together his last lap. Alphonse Kiwi taking it home once again with Cartini in second. Jake Fluid will bring it home in third place. We've got Max Tad as a disqualification. Probably too many incidents. Fluid with a good recovery drive there after an unfortunate start to the race. Then the two mates last. Who's going to take the honors between these two guys? Edwards in the lead, going down the inside is Newton, who's going to cross the line first. And Edwards takes the victory there. Well, between the two mates. Newton and Edwards having a proper go at it. Great stuff from them. Well done, gents. Good racing. Overall, too many offences, Max Tad. That's why you got a disqualification. That's unfortunate. So there's your final classification. Alphonse Kiwi taking the victory with Francesco Cartini in second, Jake Fluid in third, Tyler Edwards in fourth, Harvey Newton in fifth place. Then Kevin Zula will, I think, score points because he did more than 2/3 of the race. I might be wrong there. And then Mamalok, DNF, and disqualification for Max Tad and Jason Anderson. Alright, thank you everybody for tuning in and coming out to support these boys. Apologies for the little hiccup in the start of the race. But overall, that was pretty fun and cool to see. We will see you guys for the next OKL race, which will be next week. I think we've got a race every single week from here on moving forwards. We've got the start of our African Championship at ATCM Mozambique. Then the week after, we've got Kelso Scribanti, that's the South African Pro League. Then we've got some races going on in, well, one race in May, and then 4 races in June, and then we'll continue until the end of the year. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys for the next one. Goodbye.